is the Visibility Care Show, the 20-minute show designed to give you the exact tools and tips to get you seen and found by your ideal client. Now join me in welcoming your host, the phenomenal Nake Essen.
You don't ever get this kind of information in an MBA class or in school. It's really high level information. It takes a certain level of understanding to get what you are talking about, basically, because when I look at the industry, yes, people talk about your know, like, and trust factor. Absolutely key, extremely important. But how do you then go about to make the market trust you? How do you have that unspoken confidence that once you walk into a room, people want to hear from you? I mean, if you look at President Obama, it wasn't everything, but when he opened his mouth to speak, you wanted to hear every single thing that came out of his mouth. And even if he said the sky is white, you would believe it.
You
so the
believe
thing of the matter is that rather than leave these things to chance and hope that you would build by some stroke of luck, you would get people to take notice of your business. Yes, it might happen, but it won't be sustainable. The smart thing is for you to take that proactive step to build your leadership. And like you rightly said, be intentional about the impression you want to make, because that first impression is the most lasting impression. And really, it's important that we think about consistently positioning ourselves as the brand of choice. And like you rightly said, when you think about certain products, what comes to mind is not really the jingle of the product. It's the belief you have in the product. It's the substance that the product brings. It's the character of that product in the market. So all of us need to have that level of conviction in our presence, in our voices, and combine those traits with the outward behaviors, you know. And really, sometimes you see people, there's a mismatch between what you see online and when you see them physically. So you have to consistently create that what do you call it, that the ecosystem of leadership, of competence, of trustworthiness, so that people can actually want to resonate with your brand. So the know, like, and what I got from this really is that the know, like, and trust really is not an abstract conversation. It's really something that you need to build intentionally. And like you rightly said, working from the inside out, from your mindset, and then building the character part. You know, in the visibility cure process, we talk about building the foundations. And I say this often that if you do not build the foundation and you make the mistake to jump, you would either break your legs or the house will crumble. So you will get some results with the flight, but at the same time it will crumble. So this CSS code resonated with me 100%. Your character, your substance, you know, what sort of knowledge do you have? What sort of technical know-how do you have? Do you even understand the business that you are in? And you said something that really resonated with me. When you begin to grow in your business, if you give yourself 2 to 3 years, you become an employer of labor. And at that time, some of the people will try to start taking notice. You're attracting funders. You're attracting people who would want to buy into your business. So what sort of assets do you want them to come into? Somebody who is lackluster in being able to understand the brand or speak well about the brand, or somebody who has no fair understanding about what it means to have a business structure. So all of these are valid ways that business owners should learn now about beauty, because it's not really about, oh, I put my content on social media, I put it everywhere and nobody is seeing me. How are you communicating your brand? You know, exactly. How are you developing those key attributes?
I remember somebody I worked with last year. She's actually brilliant, really brilliant. By the time she was invited to speak, and she showed me a few video reels of what she's done. And the first time I listened to her, I called her, I said, okay, just sit down for a bit. Sit down. And she sat down. She was like, what, Jane? I said, you are shouting. You're shouting. And she was like, what do you mean by that? That is how I am. But that's how I speak.
No.
You know, that's how I speak. If you don't like problem, but that's how I speak. And I said, you know, if I invite you to speak at my event and you do that, I'm never going to call you back. I mean, I'm never going to call you back. Because sometimes people who believe themselves, or consider themselves to be leaders, we forget feedback.
True.
We forget feedback. We forget through the eyes of people, and to remember when to, and to remember to control our pitch, when you speak higher, when you lower your voice, when you just, speak just by looking at someone, you communicate without words, when you write words to pass your message across. And all of this it becomes really important as you build your team. Now, when it comes to team leadership and when it comes to that nonverbal communication, my mom was an expert, and I believe most moms in Africa, because sometimes mom will just look at you, it's just like,
that's why you take one look and then you don't collect,
and
you would adjust.
You will, your whole brain will, exactly. But some of us, we don't understand that. There's a time to keep quiet on social media. You don't have to participate in every single conversation. You don't respond to everything. Your product compete in every market. You have to identify where you belong, or where you want to belong, where you want to be identified with. You position yourself strategically. Again, like I said, the concept, the idea of executive presence is so wide and so deep, and usually personalized, because maybe you're listening to me right now and I haven't said something that applied to you. There's a whole lot more beyond what I've just shared right now. Maybe your difficulty is the kind of substance you have. Difficulty is the style. Maybe your difficulty is your voice, how you speak. Maybe your difficulty is how you respond. And again, this is also a very important part of executive presence, which in the case of the CSS code does not really enter there. Our responses. When do you speak? When do you respond? When do you show up? When? I mentioned it just a little while ago. You don't have to engage in you don't engage with everything. No, you don't. You need to be intentional. Remember, I said this again and again, and Nanke has repeatedly also said the same thing. Be intentional. Be clear about where you're going. Be clear about the kind of business that you want to build. Be focused. Understand what you need, and then get what you need. And as you build and renew and evolve and grow, it will be easier for you to spread your and to store, and then to carry other people along, to reproduce. Because, except you're building a business that you want to, end when you end. When you're tired, that's the end of the business. I don't want to build a business like that. I want to build an enterprise, an empire that will outlive me. Steve Jobs is no longer here. And by the way, remember when I said it's not just about your presence?
Yeah.
Steve Jobs was known for his black turtleneck T-shirt and jeans. But still, the dude will walk into a room and everybody, you will hear the sound, the drop of a pin. You will hear the drop of a pin. So for those of you who think it's always about wearing tie and a suit, it's not. But also, if you look at Mark Zuckerberg, on whose platform a lot of us, it's like our playground these days. Yeah. We see him on jeans and t-shirt, but we've also seen him on suits. So it's really not about what you wear. It's about who is wearing it. What's the man behind the man? Who is the woman behind the woman that we see? And like you said rightly, these are not things that you get from the pages of a book. I've talked to a few people about executive presence, and I remember somebody picked up a book and said, "Don't worry, I got it covered. I bought a book." And I laughed. Yes, I I laughed and I said to her, I said, okay, well, good luck with that. But a book will not identify where you need help. A book will identify
when you need to implement.
You've got, how to implement. A book is not going to hold your hand to walk you through it. When you doubt yourself, when you make mistakes, when you miss it, a book is not going to do that. If you're struggling, they don't teach you this in any business school. I mean, and I find this interesting. You know, when I look at curriculums of different business schools, I find this really interesting because you see some of them, they still struggle. They run away from press conference. I know someone who is the chairman of his group of, I think he has about 6 different companies. And when you talk to him about facing the press, he's like, no, not going to happen. Why? And finally, he had to hire a press secretary because it got to a point where he could no longer avoid talking to the press. And so he hired a press secretary. But not because he could hire a press secretary, which he could, but simply because he could not face the press. Every time they flash a camera in his face, it's like, it's about defending whatever that needs to be defended financially. He's always like, somebody will talk to you, say anything, because he's convinced himself that no. And they run after him because somehow people have known him. But he's also someone that if they tell you he's the owner of these companies, you're going to be, what? That one? No. It's someone that you actually expect to hold the door for you to walk in. Well, after I started working with him, and he was like, you know what, Jane, this is not my thing. And I love it when people tell me, I'm not like that. No, it's not my thing. I'm not like that. No, Jane, this is the way I am. No, I'm a very simple person. This is who I am. I said, what has that got to do with anything? Where do you see 2, 4, 5 years? And there are instances of a lady, and I shared this in the group, who was, she was actually qualified. She was named number vice president of our country, of our company.
Wow.
And then the board voted no. The board voted no. They all said unanimously no.
Wow.
She's brilliant. Great, she's awesome. She's been in the company for donkey years. She's really amazing. She can bring a lot to the company. I mean, her mind is brilliant. But no. Why? Well, I don't know. You know, just something. There's something missing. This was what most people on the board said. There's just something missing. You know, she can't carry it. The position of a vice president. And then somebody, luckily for her, you know, most of the time people don't always get this lucky. Somebody on the board said, well, I think we just need to get her to talk to a professional, see if we can help her, because honestly, she's in this position. If we start looking for someone from the outside, it's going to take us a long time to someone who understands someone who has been here. So let's see if we can help her. And that was how I came in. I started working with her. Now, the approach I used to work with her is completely different from what I've shared with you. But at the end of the day, she was given the promotion. She is currently the vice president of the company. And everything about her has changed. Even all the people that worked with her, the teams that has worked with her, suddenly she's different. You know, that confidence that she enters a room and feels it. You know, it's like she takes up the whole room. And she's shorter than I am. But seriously, now she sits up straight and every single minute, people are like looking at her. Someone will say something and everyone's looking at her. Before you finish your sentence, they're like looking, what's changed? So they don't teach you all of this. And no matter how brilliant you are, if someone does not explain this to you, if someone doesn't walk you through this, most of the time we don't know. There are people who are gifted naturally. There are people who have that, that natural ability to just come in and attract attention. But also you need to structure it right. You need to learn how to use it intentionally, not just promote your brand, use your voice and to pass across whatever message that needs to be passed across, and be sure that people will not just listen, but they will also implement.
I mean, this is amazing information. Thank you so much, Jane, for coming out here to talk to us about this. I could stay here for hours because I resonate with this kind of conversation. It just keeps me in a place where I basically am in a zone thinking. Truth of the matter is that how far does your business want to go as a business owner? How far do you want it to go? I want visibility. What does visibility mean to your business? Do you understand what it means?
Exactly.
Sometimes I tell my clients, I say, business is not really only about being book smart. Some deep-rooted questions that you need to answer before you can even take the next step. Some proper research that you need to do, and then taking that action. When many of us started business a couple of years ago, we couldn't have such conversations, right? But something changed. We changed. Our mindset changed. The container changed. The level that we were saying it changed. The amount of confidence that we had changed. The ability that wanted to transform an environment changed. So it will change for you as well if you just listen to this and take steps to ensure that this happens. Now, I know that this particular course is premium and it might not run all through the year. However, I know that some people in my community right now are listening and they just need this as a springboard for them to even start to build the foundation of a solid business. So permit me to ask, how available is this course? Are there any, if it doesn't run all through the year, are there any other opportunities for people that are listening today to grab at least the minimum hours to learn? Because this is valuable information and everybody needs to. So how can we come across? How can we get your course? How can we, enjoy from building basically our executive presence and leadership?
Okay, so the last one that I actually put up with at a discounted rate, I did that for people in my group, and that was in the month of February. Okay. Now, like you said, I don't do this very often on social media because currently I already have my hair, and so getting this course is ready, because it's not hang and dry thing. It's something that there has to be an interaction. I have to understand where you're coming from, what you need. So no matter how we look at it, it absolutely had to be personalized, and it does take a lot of time. Now, hopefully before the end of the year, I am planning to be in Nigeria and run the program with them. We start online, and then whenever I come to Nigeria, they get a free pass to, relatively a free pass to sit down with me, where we work on things that we've not been able to work on, because there is need for interaction, face-to-face. And now really the minimum 10 hours, which is what I do, price is at 6,500 euros. Like I said, it's a sensitive program, and it's something that I really like to work with people in a really focused and personalized way to help them build. I'm not the one building, you're the one doing the building, but you just need reminders, you just need you need the guidelines, you need the tips, and a pointer, kind of a compass, to help you navigate. And that's what I provide. And I've been in the industry, especially working on building your executive presence for 6 years now. It will be 6 years in September. And it's something that I have enjoyed doing tremendously, because as I work with people, I also work on myself, and bringing it home for me is an opportunity, and I'd be really more than happy. Now, I also did say that if I'm going to be working with people from you, if it's a referral from you, I'm willing to make a little bit of adjustments. But you and I will have to discuss that, and then you tell them.
Absolutely, I'm very happy to. I mean, there's nobody I wouldn't tell about this, because it also helps my job to be easy, because our business is not going to just small companies that we work with right now. It's in the mid-size, and it's in the mid-size space as well. And many times it's important for us to relate with such people on that capacity. So for us, it's really important that we get this sort of training available to our people, because it makes it better for our team. So what is basically your own life philosophy?
My life philosophy. Okay. Oof. Now, if we want to talk about philosophy, that's something that it's going to be another hour or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. So I'm going to summarize. I believe in heart. Whatever I'm doing it from the heart. I believe that if my heart it's not in it, it's not going to happen. If my heart it's not in it, if my heart it's not in it, it's just not going to happen. And no matter the effort I put in, no matter how I kill trying to work, I can, when we talk about media crazy, if my heart it's not in it, then it's you get. So I live from the heart, I speak from the heart, I teach from the heart, I share from the heart, I work from the heart. And being that I'm a Christian, my heart is centered on my faith in God. And there is no me without my faith. And everything I'm able to achieve has been achieved or has been given to me on the platform of this, and working on that platform and working from my heart, being committed, understanding passion and purpose, it's just, I'm being generous enough to also release whatever I've been given. It's just what informs everything that I do. Most of the time, I remember before my coach insisted that I put this on social media, I had done this about 2 or 3 years ago. I did this program. I ran this executive presence thing for a few people free of charge. And my coach was really, really upset. She kept saying to me, Jane, no, you know the value. You know the value of this, and because you've actually been paid, people have paid you to offer this service. So why are you charging money from some people and you're not charging money from others? Put some value in it, because also when you put value on what you're doing, the person who is receiving it would also kind of take it more seriously. And at the end of the day, it's not about money in any way at all. I really wouldn't mind I'm doing all of this free of charge. And this is true. It might sound like, what is she talking about? But this is true. And if you know the people who know me, they will tell you that, but at the end of the day, from the heart, and I work passion, and I work focused on my purpose, because I'm one of those people that can boldly say, have identified what my purpose here is. I know exactly why I'm here. Right? So because I know, because I'm about fulfilling it, I know that the only way to get results, to get the kind of results that I should be getting, that I could be getting, is to get it right and to work from here, heart-centered. So,
Awesome.
and one of the things that actually made me, I think one of the things, and I've shared this a lot of times with my team, with people that have worked with me, and I run multiple platforms. I run the NGO, I have this, and I have a program that I do for teenagers. I have again my consultancy for business development, corporate communication. Things, and each of them leading teams and working with people, and trying to stay on top of every single thing I do. I've understood the importance of having your heart in every single thing that you do. If you don't, it's not going to. If you're doing it just to make ends meet, for heart in it.
Awesome.
If you're doing it just to pay the bills, find a way to put your heart in it. And the other thing that also has made me, I was going to say that has made me really effective, is also a job for people. I've realized that, I don't know, I just love people. I love people. And I have been disappointed. I have been betrayed. I have been hurt over and over and over again. But I have never come to the point I say, I can't stand people. People, I become suspicious of people around me. Now, if you become suspicious of people around you, like seriously, you're suspecting me and you expect me to buy things from you, you take my money and you think it go better for you, like we say in Nigeria.
Right.
You get. So at the end of the day, when you ask for philosophy, this is the foundation upon everything. And I think I made a post on that on Facebook. I think actually it's interesting that you're asking me that question. I think I made a post. So was it today or yesterday? I don't remember.
Awesome.
That. And I said, it's just heart, faith, a genuine love and respect for everyone that I've come in contact with. I don't know if I've ever met someone that I didn't genuinely like. Okay, yeah, I have. Just one person. And then I think it took me a while, and God started working on my heart again to remind me of why that person is not as bad as I thought she was, And in my entire life, almost 40 years, I have not met one person that I didn't see something good about. And I've realized that it's something people struggle with. It's easy to hear people say, "Oh, I can't stand her. Oh, I do really like that. Oh, I don't like him at all." I heard that over and over again. And I wonder, why? If you don't like people, who do you interact with? If you don't like, how are they ever going to buy from you? How do you intend to benefit from them? How do you intend to, because, for those of us who are Christians, we ask God for blessings and open doors and breakthroughs and all of that. What we don't realize is that God will always use people. So we need to remind ourselves over and over again of the role that people play in our lives and ministries and businesses and every single thing. It's all around people. Me, my heart, that's genuine respect and love, my passion, my purpose, my faith, and the platform of grace that I've been given. That's my philosophy.
You just
in life and business.
You make me happy, to be frank. I can't believe I'm saying this on national TV, but you make me happy.
Oh, sweetheart.
You do, but I'm not going to get all mushy up here. So if your life were to be a movie, what would you title it?
There's no name. There's no name yet for the movie. There's absolutely, I remember I've done a few interviews, and I know why you guys insist on asking this question. The person who is going to make a movie about my life will have to do a part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6. So how do you name that?
So let's just call it There's No Name. I like that.
Yeah.
It was really
I'll do
So
one.
it's too huge to actually put into a title. It was really awesome hanging
Yes.
out with you. To be frank and candid, I have learned so much today, and it's reinforcing a lot of things that I believe in, basically. And all of these people need to understand that running a business is not a marathon. It's not a sprint, rather, it
No,
is a marathon. And so you must understand that
absolutely.
leadership roles or leadership opportunities are only given to those who look and act the part. And today you've been able to break
Exactly.
that down into actionable areas that we can take up and work on. For instance, you said something about, understanding what you do, learning, accommodating yourself with, equipping yourself with knowledge, with the people, with ensuring that when you go to an environment, people are willing to ask you your opinion about something. People see you and recognize you as a leader. And then they're willing to trust you enough to leave their most prized possession with you. Because if you think about it, anybody who comes to meet me or to meet you to say, oh, I need to work with you, they're leaving their most prized possession with you. Their
Of course.
ideas, their mind, their
Of
vulnerability, every single thing about them, they're leaving it with you. And it only takes people who can trust you to be able to
yes.
do that. And for them to trust you, you must position yourself as one who has that image of leadership, of trustworthiness, of authority, and executive presence. I really, really enjoyed the show. I couldn't have asked for a
Absolutely.
better one. And thank you so much for taking out time from your
Really,
busy
and
schedule to be here today. It
of
was really
course.
brilliant, really, really brilliant. And even though we've gone past 20 minutes, we're very happy.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I told you that. I mean, 20 minutes is like okay, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's see. You will have an editing to do. But this has been amazing. This has also been, when you see someone doing things right, it's a reminder that there is hope, and you are doing things right, Nanke. You are really doing things right. You're meeting a need. And, sometimes we don't know what we need until someone brings it to our face. And for a lot of businesses, what you're doing is one of those not know just how much they need it. And I'm really thankful to you and to God that you've been able to step up. And when I first show reel, I was like, ooh, okay. And I know quite a number of people, working in the visibility sector, but doing this, creating this platform, and putting it together as you have so wonderfully done. Well done to you. Well done to you.
I really
And
appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
you're
Thank you.
welcome.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So, guys, that's been our show for today. I personally don't want it to end, but I respect your time. And I cannot wait for you to work with Jane. I mean, we need this. Literally, don't take your business for granted. Look at it as Bill Gates can come in tomorrow and say, I want to buy off your business. Would you be in good standing? Would you be able to have a conversation with him? So it's important that you have a conversation with her. And even if you can't, the group alone is amazing. She says something in the group that I leave little tidbits of information on how you can build the executive presence. If you don't have the mind to assimilate it or to see it, you will not pick it. That's just it. So if you cannot even
Most of the
yeah, beg to be on the waiting list, because there's a waiting
yes.
list for people who need to go into our group, and she does a thorough screening. So guys, look out for it. She's the real deal. Thank you for being here. We cannot have enough of you, but trust me, I'm always going to be going to your DM as usual and disturbing you. Thank you so much. And
Anytime.
I hope we can get you back here again. And once you come to Nigeria, I hope we can do a physical meeting. Definitely we will.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. We'll let you go so you can get back into your regular duties. So guys, join us back again next week Thursday with another amazing person who will be joining us here on the show. This is Cheers to Your Business Visibility. And remember, visibility is not only about posting on social media and doing what everybody says you should do. It's really about building the business foundations right, and then ensuring that you're dominating your market with the amount of value that you are provided into the market by making a difference. Always ask yourself, what is the difference in the industry or in the market because I am there? What difference is it going to make? If it's not going to make a difference, then go back to the drawing board. So that's been our show for tonight, and I'm so excited to have you all again join us back next week. Have a great evening, guys. Bye-bye.